Okay, here, this don't do it any justice. This picture right here is of the layout of the 40-gallon sump tank. Right here, there are 11 baffles. This is a 40-gallon breeder tank setup here. In the first chamber, right here, we have the intake coming down from the tank. It has two air stones to help with the breakdown of ammonia, which comes over and spills over the first baffle into a polyfill foam or polypad right here, and then trickled down through the sponges, which goes all the way around to here. This spot right here will have a light crate across it where the pre-filter pad will sit on. The sponges being a pot scrubby sponge, being only, I don't know, $1 for 6 of them, will give me very, very much a lot of surface space for the biological and mechanical media. That mechanical will come up through the sponges, up over the third baffle into, yes, you got it, lava rock for my biological media, with it going under and coming up on the other baffle, with this baffle number 5. It comes into an area where I'm going to try something different. I'm going to get bamboo and plants that are aquarium friendly. These lines here are going to be light diffusers where I can put the plant down through the light but keep it above the water line for the oxygenation of the plant, for the photosynthesis. So it's not going to be down in the water. These plants are going to be up above the water, but all the root systems is going to be down in here, which is through the middle part of the sump, which some people call it a refugium. I'm trying something different here. So we'll leave the plants and we'll come up through the other baffle, which is baffle number 7. It'll come down to a bubble trap, coming down, going up under, clipping the bubbles here, and then being sucked down through a different stage of foam. Thinking smaller PPI foam, just to keep whatever debris and stuff that falls into these two sections out of the pump. With that being said, it'll come back down through here, through that sponge media, and come into another cavity of heaters. Now, for this 135 gallon, I didn't want to run a bunch of heaters, so I looked it up and did the best research I could and found out that if I use two 250 watt heaters, I would be perfectly normal back into the temperature I needed to be for the tank itself. And then it'll overflow back into here, which is the return bay for, I believe, I'm shooting to get either a Mag 12 pump to return it back up into the, sorry about that, back into the tank itself. Now, the tubing I'm using to supply this sump and return it back is 1-inch PVC. Hopefully this will handle the flow and put it back up into the tank without overfilling it. I'm going to be running a what you want to call it, I'm going to run 2 overflow, DIY overflows on each corner of the 120 or 135, excuse me, of the 135, and I'm going to run it in a black 6-inch or 5-inch PVC and cut weir holes in it so I can use that to balance it out. I'm going to have to pick up a check valve for the return. This is something a lot bigger than what I've got into, but we're going to get it. I'm going to put a check valve on the return back end so it doesn't overflow my sump, which that would be disastrous. And then we're going to check into a bunch of other things. This is just one setup, which I'm getting ready to call an order for the glass. For this build, you're going to have to use 1/4-inch plate glass. So, on my last sump I built, I used 1/8 inch, which was only in a 20-gallon long. With this kind of build, I'm going to need a 1/4-inch plate glass. Hopefully I can have another video up soon. This is going to be in segments, so this was the layout of the 40-gallon sump for the 135 custom build.